Well, more than 2 decades ago, Maine was one of the first states in the country to pass the so-called safe haven law, giving parents of newborn babies the chance to give them up in a safe place, no questions asked.
And 3 years ago, the legislature passed an amendment to that law to make the transfer even more anonymous. It allowed for the installation of safe haven baby boxes at hospitals, police stations, and fire stations. News Center Maine's David Guilford takes us to one town planning to be the first in the state to install this potentially life-saving and life-changing device.
Obviously, main entrance, suddenly a spare office.
Rumford Fire Chief Chris Reed is watching his new firehouse take shape. The bays are much larger. There are bedrooms galore. But near what will be the front of the building, behind this door, he's especially excited for the plans in this room.
The baby passes through an infrared.
Soon, Reed intends to install a baby box, a climate-controlled, padded box that locks after someone places something inside. It's a last resort for someone who wants to surrender a newborn, less than a month old, anonymously and with no questions asked.
It's a prime location. There's not a lot of services here that would be available to a newborn mother in Rumford.
Opening the box trips a silent alarm, then another alarm when it's closed,
which will transmit to our pagers to let us know that there's a baby in the box.
It would be the first of its kind installed in Maine, after a 2021 law amended Maine's longtime safe haven law, now allowing the transfer to be anonymous at one of these boxes.
We need every support for parents, for moms, right, to be able to parent their children well, but sometimes they can't.
Senator Lisa Keim and Representative Rachel Henderson represent Rumford and support the chief's move.
We now have a law on the books that can't be implemented.
But since 2021, they've been waiting for the Department of Health and Human Services to write specific rules about the boxes. A DHHS spokesperson said no one was available for an interview Tuesday, but told us simply the department expects to propose rules during this calendar year. As for Reed, he's waiting for that DHHS guidance too, while continuing his construction plans.
If we save one baby, it's worth it.
In Rumford, David Guilford, News Center, Maine.
The fire department will put that project out for bid. The chief expects it to cost somewhere between $18,000 and $20,000. He said it will be paid for by donations and that the department has already received a lot of donations. Now, as we mentioned, both chambers of the state legislature unanimously passed the bill allowing for baby boxes 3 years ago.
However, leadership from the ACLU and Maine Family Planning gave testimony claiming there are many flaws in the Safe Haven program and argued that nearly every case of infant abandonment corresponds with state's health services failing families. They also asked the legislature to work on issues like treatment for postpartum depression and the need for stable housing.